Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be using our foam roller and doing some standing work. Don't worry if you don't have a roller, you can always improvise with a chair for stability or even holding a broomstick. Alright, so let's get cracking. We're going to have our feet in a hip distance apart position, holding our roller and lengthening all the way up from the top of the head. I'm grounding the feet to the floor. I'm going to start by just picking all my toes off the mat, spreading them as wide as I can, and then lowering your toes down to the floor. We lift the arms up in front and squeeze your hands into the foam roller. Bend your elbows wide, connecting your shoulders on the back and just pressing your arms forward. Bend your elbows and push. Feeling that lovely sense of energy up the legs, up the spine. So we just simply bend and lengthen those arms. Let's do one more. And then you're going to reach your arms up above your head, lengthening your tailbone. And then you're going to start lowering your arms. Your head is going to fold forward. Now lift up through the abdominals. Avoid the temptation just to throw your hips back. We're rounding and curling the spine. Going down as far as you can go. Taking a breath. And then exhale, draw up through your center. Bringing the pelvis on top of your thighs and lengthening your spine up, 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 up. And then reaching those arms. So it's like you're just peeling your spine off a wall, bone by bone. You can soften your knees if you're feeling a little tight in those hamstrings, rolling up. And lengthen. Lowering down the arms. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then we're going to place our foam roller in front of us. Walk our feet slightly wider. Tipping the foam roller forward, you're going to hinge forward at your hips, keeping a nice long spine. Just make sure you're not just hanging into your shoulders. Find the length, sit bones one way, crown of the head in the other. Now curl your tailbone here and roll the spine up. Now once you're up, you float your heels off the mat, find a balance, lower your heels, hinge your hips back, lengthen that spine forward. Curl the tail, rolling the spine up and floating your heels off the mat, lowering the heels down. Hinge your sit bones back, really widen. Lengthen from the top of the head, curl the tailbone, scoop that tummy and roll the spine up and float your heels up and down. Then we're going to walk our feet closer together. I'm going to scooch my foam roller a little bit off to my right side. The left arm goes out to the side. I'm going to push my roller slightly forward, bend my right knee and twist. So I'm sinking into my left hip and then come back up. Arm goes to the side and it just tracks up to the ceiling. And up. And twist. And up. Change sides. Twist. And up. Twisting, so there's a rotation through the spine, also in your hips. Going as far as you feel you can. Make sure you don't overstretch that arm, just reaching up to the sky and then come back. Then we're going to keep our foam roller on the side. Bring the feet together, lift the arm, go into a side bend. Up and down. Now you can cross the ankle over, lift up and feel your hips shifting away from that foam roller. lifting up and down. Shift your hips away, reaching out, and then coming up. Swapping sides, start with your feet together, lift up, side bend. Chin is off the chest, up and down. Then you can cross the ankle, lift that arm, shift the hips to the side, lifting up, floating down. Arm lifts, shift the hips over, lifting up and lowering down. Then we're going to bring our foam roller back in our hands. We're going to widen the legs to shoulder width apart. I'm pushing my hands again into the roller. You can have your feet parallel or a slight turn out if you prefer that for your knees and hips. Your hips are going to travel back and we're going to go into a deep squat position and then come up. So side view, I send my hips back a fraction before the knees start to bend and press up. Sitting bones widen and then they pull up. So there's a sense of control going down and grounding the feet to come up. So we're not just dropping and catching ourselves. There's control and control. Sitting bones widen and press and down and up. And reach those sit bones, pressing up. Let's go for 2 more. On the last one, we're going to stay here. Bend your elbows wide and press forward. 5 and 4. Keep the shoulders on your back. Last one. Coming up. Reach the arms, bend the elbows, hinge back. Keep it here and now pulse the legs for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Push the arms, straighten up. Pull the elbows in. Bend those legs and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And stretch. We're going to walk our feet in. And we're going to place our foam roller either in front or slightly onto the side. I'm going to place both hands on the roller, feet narrow, parallel, and we do a little hinge. Back of our hips, and you see I'm tipping my foam roller a little bit forward. I'm going to shift my weight onto my right leg. I'm going to lift my left heel, roll onto the tippy toe. Now I'm going to slide my leg back and slide it in. We call this scooter. Sometimes this works better if you're on a slippy floor or place a towel underneath your foot. But I'm keeping a low level. I'm not moving anything else, just my leg. Now, if this is going okay, you're going to slide and then you're going to pull that leg up. Slide it back, bring it up. Now, if that's going okay, you're going to reach the leg behind you without touching the floor and bringing it in. Make sure you're supporting knees over your toes. Arms pressing down into that foam roller. 2 more. Last one. Now hold your knee in and can you bring yourself all the way up to a vertical stance? Hold it for a balance and then lower the foot down. All right, pedal your feet. You might feel the muscles around your ankle really working. All right, let's do side 2. So you're going to hinge your hips back, go into that little squat. Shift over this to the left foot so your right heel peels up and going onto the toe. Slide the leg back. So this is level 1. We keep the toe on the ground, but really working hard in that supporting hip. Spine is long. If it's going okay, you can bring your knee up, tap it back. Bring it up, tap it back, and up, and back, and lift, and back. If this is going okay, you can stretch your leg and pull it in. Reach, pull in, pressing the hands down, whoops, into that foam roller. Sometimes one side is a little tricky to balance. 2 more if you got it. Last one. Hold it there, and then if you can, push into that foot, come all the way up to vertical. Really strong on that supporting hip side. And then float your feet down. Just staying here, float your heels up, float your heels down. Just a nice little calf raise. As you lower your heels down, feel that length up from the crown of your head. So we're resisting to lower our feet. Now I'm going to bring my feet into a Pilates V. So the heels together and toes apart, and you want to really feel you're wrapping your thighs, sit bones joining together. I'm going to lift my heels up and down like a suction cup. You want to keep your heels together. So try not to lift your heels too high. Now keep your heels up. Try and keep your heels together. Can you tip your foam roller, hinge your hips back, and go as far as you can in a knee bend. And then you press yourself all the way up. Now if you have knee issues, just monitor it. Maybe do a tiny little move. Maybe keep your heels down on the mat. But it's so good for our knee joints to inquire how far we can go in the movement. Need to keep our joints mobile, especially now in these cold winter days. We feel our bodies more. So we just really have to persevere as best we can and keep moving. Hinging down, hinging up. 2 more. Last one. Lovely. And then float your heels down. Okay, so now we're going to bring our foam roller again in our hands. Feet grounded. Going to reach our arms in front. Press the hands into the foam roller. Tip your foam roller down, so it's on a diagonal. Now I'm going to push down with my top hand and up, like a little figure of 8. Try to keep your weight even across your feet. Try and just mobilize the arms and shoulders. And then add a little bit of bounce of the knees. And then if it's okay, add a little turn of the body. It's like you're kayaking, so I've heard. And it's like you're pushing against water. So you're pushing your top hand and feel that resistance if you're pushing against the tide. 1 more, each side. And then we come back to center. And now we're going to again use the short edge of the foam roller. We're going to now close our feet, do a little bit of balance. Standing tall on our right side, peel your left foot off the ground and lift the left leg up in front of you. Keeping your hips level, growing taller from the crown of your head. Just dip your toe down with no weight on it and pick it back up. So it's just like you've got one leg to stand on. Tip and up. Tip and up. Two more. Last one. Now bend the knee and bring your foot on the side of the supporting leg. Now we're going to keep our back straight and do a little knee bend. And up. Pelvis just stays neutral. So it's like your back is sliding up and down a wall. So if you have a tendency to collapse your knee in, maybe turn your foot out a little bit. Make sure your knees go over your toes. And again, you might find your ankle really working. One more. Place your foot down and do a foot pedal. One heel up, one heel down. And then let's change sides. Here we go for our balance. Standing tall, feet together. And we peel up our right leg now in front. Hips are level, dip your toe and up. That's it. Two more. Last one. Then bring your foot on the supporting leg. Bend the knee and up. Keeping that head and tail in a line. So it's like your back is just sliding down a wall. As you straighten the leg, feel like you're pushing the floor away with that foot. Two more. Last one. Foot down and again, do a pedal. We're going to take our foam roller over to our right side. We're going to step forward, the leg closest to the roller, foot parallel and flat to the floor. You step back with the other leg on the ball of the foot. Legs are about shoulder width apart and you hinge your hips back slightly. So you see my spine is tipping forward. I'm lengthening my spine. And now we're going to bend our back leg. Front leg will also bend. But we want to feel that back knee lengthening down, pressing back up. I'm just going to adjust my foot back a little bit. So do little micro adjustments that work for you. Now also, obviously monitor how your knees feel. You can do a small movement. Maybe just go back to doing squats. If you're okie dokie, you can go as low as you feel you can. So really lengthen through that hip and thigh. Two more. On the last one, hold. Stretch your arm. Open the arm to the side. Turn and look at your hand. Now, can you keep looking at your hand as you twist and push the roller forward? Bring the arm back in front and stretch the legs. Take your time. Arm reaches forward. Open the arm to the side and then turn your head. Twist. Come back. And straighten up. One more time. Arm reaches forward. Open the arm. Turn the head. Twist. Just take your time. Coming back. Bend the leg. And then step forward and pedal. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Step the other foot forward and step long back. Here we go. Hinge your hips, long spine. Bend the back knee first and press up. And down and up. So you keep in that hinge, especially when you come up to stand. We're not arching into our back. So you keep your hips slightly tipping back, spine long, but slightly tipping forward. And really feel that lovely support down from the feet, grounding the front foot and the back ball and toes. Now, if you want to, stretch the arm, open it to the side as you lunge, and then twist. Bring it forward and stand up. Reach that arm out to the side, turn the head and twist. Come back and stand strong. One more. Reaching, open, twist, coming back, hold, and step through, and pedal. Well done. From here, we're going to place our foam roller again onto the side. Standing on your right leg, take your left toe behind you, bend the leg, and if you can, hold your foot. If you can't do this stretch, don't worry. Maybe lie on the side down on your mat, or even loop a band around your ankle. Then you release the foot, place the heel on the ground. This leg is straight. My other leg is going to bend. I'm going to tip my hips back, straight back, and hinge. So side view. I'm keeping that leg straight, reaching my sit bones back. Now, if it's too strong with your toes up, just relax your toes. Or maybe keep them up and down. So whatever works best for you. And then come up. Change feet. So you're going to heel. Keep that leg straight. Hinge your hips back. Nice long spine. Sit bones reaching back. You can have your toes up, or you can relax your toes, or you can do a little toe tapping. Coming up, I'm just going to swap my roller around. That foot now bends, and pick up the foot and go into your calf, go into your thigh stretch here. Again, if this is not available to you, don't worry. And then release. Well done. We're just going to hold the roller in our hands again, grounding the feet, lifting your shoulders and down. Shoulders up, shoulders down, breathing in and breathing out. Thanks guys for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon.